So, do you want to get sunglasses?
I don't know. I feel like the sun is like blazing in my eyes right now.
No, that's true. It might be blazing in your eyes, but the rule of thumb is, and all you people out there watching at home, good morning, by the way. This is Tumultuous Tuesday, and it's also Shark Week.
I like that, Kevin.
Yeah?
Tumultuous Tuesday.
Right
you know
there,
what?
baby.
I probably would have punched you an hour ago if you'd come up with an idea like that, but, hey, I'm feeling a little better now.
Well, I got 3 things on my mind. 1, you never wear sunglasses on film because it shows that you're trying to hide something.
Okay.
You never wear sunglasses indoors, and you never wear sunglasses at night. Just ask Corey Hart.
Ask Corey Hart. He knows.
He knows. If anybody knows, Corey Hart knows.
And he says, you know what else he says? And I love this.
What?
Never surrender.
True.
God.
He's the man.
He really is.
By the way, he had a moderate hit in 1989. It was released in March, actually. It topped at the charts at number 9, and it was called A Little Love. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Oh.
Gosh,
She's
I
quite
did
the
know
music aficionado like myself. The second thing I have on my mind is this. Did you ever wake up feeling fat and bloated?
Oh, gosh, never.
I woke up feeling fat and bloated today. It doesn't mean I am fat and bloated. It doesn't mean I'm either of the two. I just felt fat and bloated. Sometimes, when I eat an abundance of vegetables, it makes me feel fat and bloated. And if I
Maybe
drink a ton
that's
of
what
water
happened.
when I go to bed at night,
Yeah.
I'll have to wake up and pee, and I still feel fat and bloated when I wake
You
up
know
in the
what?
morning.
Maybe it's funny because I was being very facetious when I said, no, I don't ever feel fat and bloated, because this morning was like a disaster.
It was? Do tell, Jill.
Like a disaster. Like, I went to bed and my pajama pants were feeling good. Life was okay.
Oh, you have fat pants? Don't the women out there have things called fat pants?
I don't have any fat pants.
No?
I just don't wear pants if I'm feeling fat.
Okay.
Just whatever.
That's a good idea. Just walk around
Pantless, whatever. And then I woke up this morning and my pajama pants were really tight.
Oh boy.
I did not really like the idea of Tuesday. I didn't like the idea of starting the day.
Okay.
The thought of coffee didn't even sound good, which,
Wow.
For me, coffee is like my favorite
That's your
thing in the whole
religion.
world.
Yeah.
And then I busted in the door of the gym this morning and I said to Kevin, I can't find my headphones. I am about to cry. And I hate everything right now.
And I sensed danger. I sensed there were sharks in the water about to bite me. And I just went into startle reflex and I went, maybe I shouldn't even look at Jill in the eye today. And what this is leading up to, folks, is this thing called Shark Week.
Oh my gosh.
Shark Week just arrived.
It happens every month and it is a disaster. So for guys that don't understand Shark Week, just don't understand it. That's totally fine. But for guys that do want to understand Shark Week, it needs to be dealt with in patience. You need to treat your woman like a queen. You need to buy her copious amounts of chocolate.
I was going to say box of chocolates,
And even when
maybe
she
some
says,
red wine.
do I look fat and bloated? The answer is always no.
When is the answer
Don't look
yes?
over her head when you say no. Don't look to the side. You need to look her straight in the eyes and lie and say, no,
Wait.
you don't look bloated.
Wait, are you allowed to go, no?
No, that was not believable.
Is that gonna get you a punch in the
any way,
face?
shape, or form? Okay, so let's go back to this because I am completely bloated this morning. Everybody want to see my belly? Here, we're gonna.
Oh my
I have
gosh.
Like a choo-choo train of chairs set up. Okay, so this is my normal belly is usually like nice and tight and svelte, right? Because I'm sucking it in. And this is my belly today.
I don't really see much of a difference.
Oh my gosh, it is like.
Maybe the viewers at home
It
do.
feels like if you took a knife and popped it, like I would just explode. Okay, so here's what happened, and here's what I did. Because
This is fun. I like talking. First of all, we really don't have any topic that's off topic because it's called Mother Nature and everything happens for a purpose. And I find the whole menstrual cycle completely fascinating, to be honest with you.
I find it
I used to work
fascinating,
at a gynecologist's office for crying out loud. I know all about this stuff.
When I was
But I always want to learn more intel. It's very valuable, men out there listening, to learn the intel of the woman, because just think of how that's going to benefit you down the road when you're not going to get socked in the eye or punched in the face. And you know when to like keep your distance and you know kind of like what to say and what not to say. But I want to get a little deeper into what happens when that monthly situation occurs. And you have been working out diligently as a woman.
I do.
I mean, I've worked with women who have canceled appointments because they have such bad cramps and stuff like that.
Okay, this morning was maybe my first day in a long time that I was like, I don't want to do anything. I'm making cinnamon raisin toast with cream
Yum.
cheese on it for my children right now and cutting a watermelon, and that's what I'd rather like to do.
I used to eat half a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch right before bed sometimes in my teens.
Wow, and I'm sure that was not menstrual related.
No, but it felt like I was having a menstrual cycle the next day. My stomach was burning. It was
Yeah.
bloated. It was huge. It was fat.
So last night I was
felt
talking
fat.
to a really good friend, you know who you are, and he said, what are you doing? And I said, I am hormonal, and it's 8 o'clock at night, and I'm breaking my fast, which I had started at 6 p.m., and I broke it again at 8:30
Oh, Jesus.
because I was eating goji berries and peanut butter. And if
that's
somebody had
that's an
decided,
awesome combination.
it
I
was
have
so
to admit.
good.
I
Had
have to
somebody
admit.
tried to come take the peanut butter out of my hand,
They would've lost an
probably-
arm?
Yeah, they would have lost an arm.
Kind of like Eli, the book of Eli.
Exactly. And okay, so I didn't have a menstrual cycle for 4.5 years before I had kids. They needed to because I had a brain disorder due to undiagnosed celiac disease.
I
And it
remember
took
all of that.
Countless doctors to try and
Yeah.
figure out. So I was actually in a state of PMS for probably about a good 4.5 years. Yeah, it was awesome. It was really, really awesome.
Is that when you're taking follicle stimulating hormone? When
I
they're sending the
was
shots to you?
taking follicle stimulating hormone. I was taking about $700 worth it in my stomach and my butt a day.
Eesh.
But guess what? I got babies.
You got 2 kids out
I
of the
got
deal.
babies out of it, and then now my body has completely completely
Rebounded.
back on track. Okay,
I
so
gotta
this
be
is
honest,
what
man.
happened.
You look more ripped now than like when I first met you years ago.
Well, I think as from a mom perspective, to have weights at my house and to have like a gym that doesn't have a ton of cardio equipment, I would default a lot to weight training.
Gotcha.
And so I fell right back into my love for weight training, whereas before I had my kids, I was kind of just a cardio junkie. So it's always kind of ebbed and flowed.
Yeah.
But now I'm just a straight up like beefcake junkie. And even like 15 minutes a day, if I want to go out and get my cardio, my kids want to ride their bikes and I run alongside them. Then I will come back and I'll do about 15 minutes of weights. And I have 2-pound weights for my kids and I let them do those. I just got a mosquito in Park City, Utah, which just doesn't even make sense.
Which is great. That's brilliant. It's a big reason why I live in Park City,
Yeah.
Utah, because in Northeast Pennsylvania, you can't go 2 steps without getting bit by a mosquito.
No, but I'm pretty sure. So we are, in honor of Shark Week, my kids and I are going to hike to a place called Blood's Lake today. We didn't
How
even really plan that.
apropos.
It just kind of went.
Evolved?
Yeah, it just kind of evolved. So here's the thing. Here's my suggestion. There is a massive surge of estrogen, progesterone, everything that happens during Shark Week, right? What helps that for me and for the typical female body is a surge of testosterone. It helps to balance those hormones. That, for me, is with heavy weights, heavy free weights.
Okay.
Not doing a whole lot of core exercises where my feet are up above my body, okay, where my feet are in the air, okay, because it doesn't allow the body to just kind of move and flow. Another thing that helps me during this time is to make sure, ready for this one, Kevin? Here's
I'm ready.
the truth bomb.
I'm sitting.
You have to use organic tampons, for the love of God.
I 100%
use organic
agree.
tampons. If you're not using organic tampons and you're using just the regular ones that are on TV that show the commercials, they have fiberglass in them. So
And they
what
have
they're
phthalates in them, and they have all these other artificial contaminants. And if I had, pardon my French, if I had vag, I would not want to be putting any artificial up there like that.
If
So
Kev
arrest me.
had a vag, he would be using
Organic tampons. Absolutely.
And they're not super expensive. And then even there's these new cups that
It's
are out.
only once a month anyway.
It's only once a month. And
Spend a couple bucks on your health.
Exactly. And the other thing too is if I'm feeling super bloated, and I have it in my fridge right now, and when my fast is over, I will start drinking it. I get just cranberry juice. It comes in a bottle. It's
I've
pretty
seen it.
expensive. It's like $5.99 for a bottle. But if you put about this much cranberry juice in a big cup of water with a little bit of stevia, it is the best cranberry juice you'll ever drink, and it helps to get all the water weight off. Anyway, I am sore today.
Sore
Everything-
like, explain your sore, like back pain? Because I've heard like women
Back
have cramps, really bad back pain, residual
Mm-hmm.
back pain, that sometimes their legs hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how do you, and all of you women out there, how do you keep moving forward when you're, like, when you work out as much as we do, and you're like dedicated to your health and fitness? You already talked about doing beefcake workouts. You shift the focus of your workouts, but like, how do you dig deep, like, and continue working out when you have stomach cramps and back pain and the whole thing? You just work around it, like I'm working around my arm issue.
Well, yeah, I do. I mean, I work around it, but I also just do. It's the same. It's the same advice I give people when they're just having low motivation in general. Just get started.
Okay.
Just get started. This morning, my legs were stiff. My eyes, I can't even tell you how puffy my eyes were this morning when I first started my workout. And maybe they still look puffy, maybe they don't. But I just started on the elliptical and my legs were heavy and the whole motion of it felt awkward. Everything just felt gross until about 5 minutes in, and I cranked the music and I thanked Kevin for giving me his help. So this is actually really funny. So I came in the gym and I said, I hate everybody. I can't find my headphones and I feel like I'm going to cry. Kevin walked over and handed me a pair of headphones. That was it. That's all he did. There were no words. There was no other exchange other than that. It was like this. It was like he was offering me a peace pipe. It was like he was. It
was like almost like I was handing a shark a piece of chum, trying to be friends with the shark, and saying, "Please don't bite my arm off. I'll give you a piece of chum."
I'm going to give you a piece of chum because my workout isn't quite over, and I really don't want you to hurt me. So anyway, I still haven't found my headphones. I've bribed my children that they can have $5 if they find my headphones. And you guys can have $5 if you find my children, because I don't know where they are, and they're really, really quiet right now, which scares me. Okay,
That's true.
So what do? I always just get started. And you know what? I got 50 minutes in, I got a good sweat going, and I feel better. I will do my weights later, because I know that my children will want to watch a TV show after hiking all day. So I'll go in and do my weights, and that's going to be that little bit of testosterone that's going to help. Another thing that I really, really like to do is the week before, leading up, is I take a high quality calcium before bed, because women's blood calcium levels tend to drop before their period, and that's where a lot of cramps will come in. I also like to try to have one good meal of beef.
Meat?
Of
Iron?
meat, yeah. Of beef. I don't eat a whole lot of beef, but I will have beef. Actually, I really wanted it last night, and that's probably why. We'll have it tonight. We'll make 85% lean, 100% organic beef or bison tonight, and we'll have those in burgers on the grill.
One side note about beef, red meats. Here's the plus about red meat. Everybody still throws it under the bus and everything, and everyone has their opinion on whether red meat is good for you or not good for you. But one thing is a fact: the darker the red meat, and the closer it is to an organ meat, the higher the heme iron content is. So heme iron is a very absorbable form of iron that you definitely want to get into your system, and it's really hard to get it.
Blood.
It's really hard to get it through plant-based sources. It's really hard to get it through supplement form as well. The easiest, best road in is liver, hearts, any kind of organ meat you can think of is an inlet to heme iron. So even if you ate that once a week, you're going to get a ton of heme iron, and it's going to supply you, and it's going to be good enough. So if you're scared to death to eat red meat and you're iron deficient, I would suggest eating red meat at least once a week and try to get liver or something like that in your diet. And I actually like the taste of liver. I haven't had it in a long time.
No thanks. But
confidentially, Kevin's crazy.
Confidentially, I would not eat liver. Like, I would vomit if I had to eat liver right now.
Have you even tried liver?
No, but I bet if I put it in the food processor with beef and made like a
that's disgusting.
made like
Just
a
thinking about
meatloaf out of it. Will you come clean my food processor after I do that? But I will
vomiting.
have a spinach salad today with bacon on it and a hamburger.
There you go.
That is what I will do.
Perfect.
I will eat some iron. Careful, because iron conflicts with a lot of your other supplements. So make sure if you're taking it in a supplement form, you're not negating your other supplements by taking it with it. So Anyway, we have talked about Shark Week. I also like to scream out to everybody around that the redcoats are coming, right? Everybody hide, the redcoats are coming. And then
what else do you got?
My favorite way is to say, my Aunt Flo is visiting.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what's the hardest part about Aunt Flo? She stays way too long, and all she does is force junk food down my throat. That biatch Aunt Flo.
That is amazing.
Yeah, so there you have it. It's going to happen today, and it's going to happen next month, and that's just the way it goes. But just like everything else, if you can have some little tips and tricks to make sure, after I had 6 mini peanut butter cups after dinner last night, 6.
Wow.
Oh, my children were watching me eat them.
They don't become mini
and I was
after
like,
more.
Don't even ask if you can have one, because these are mine.
They're
Those
not-
were actually the words I uttered to my 6 and 7-year-old children. So
They're not mini after you have about 6 or 8 of them, anymore.
They're not.
They
but
don't become
you
mini
know
anymore.
what?
They're
Those
gelatinous.
little ones, this big, and I'd like to hear your take on this, guys. Which peanut butter cups taste the best to you? Are they the mini ones in the foil? Are they the big ones you'd get in the package? Are they like the eggs that you would get at Easter time?
I can tell you mine are.
What's yours?
Mine are the moderate sized ones that are like that big, and you unfoil the foil on them.
That was it.
The
I
kind
had
of the fat
6.
one.
I had 6 of those last
Yeah,
night.
the
Those
stubby
are
ones,
my absolute,
my favorite.
absolute favorite. So,
Yeah.
I ate peanut butter cups after dinner, a very healthy dinner at that.
I saw it. It was
And then
healthy.
I had peanut butter and goji berries before I went to bed last night, also making me feel kind of crappy.
Okay.
And then I woke up this morning and I felt awful, disgusting, crabby, even barked at my BFF over here. And I got a little
Well-
workout in, and you know what? I feel better.
I will add an aside to this. I had a big loogie that came up in my throat when I was running sprints this morning, and I opened a door, and I projectiled, and I saw a shadow out of my left eye, and I thought it was either a vulture or Jill. And then Jill pops into the room, and if I had waited 3 more seconds, I probably would have spit right in her eye, and it would have been pretty bad. Believe me, it would have been 10 times worse because of her monthly situation right now.
Tell him he only has one more
So,
minute and he needs to
anyway,
go. Okay,
we're going to have to wrap this up because my
Can you
phone is
say
in
hi?
the sun, and it's starting to get hot.
That's Peter.
That's Peter.
We like to call him Pee-wee.
Petey or Pee-wee?
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee. Like
Pee-wee.
Pee-wee football.
That's what his brother Yaya used to call him.
I finally found out the story of Yaya, which I find absolutely hilarious.
Pee-wee and Yaya. Because I had my babies really, really close together. When Peter was a tiny baby, James still couldn't talk. And Peter was very fussy because he always had belly issues because I was eating too much arugula in the springtime because it was one of the only
Oxalates.
vegetables. I know, it's
Probably
it's a cruciferous vegetable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Which
anyway,
I'm not against oxalates, only if you
we
can't
would put
digest them.
Petey in his little bouncy chair, and if he got fussy, we'd say, "Hey James, can you go over and entertain the baby and go sing to him?" So for months, James would go up in front of Peter and just go, yeah, 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 because he didn't have any words that he could say. And so Peter, in his little eyes and his big brain at the time, every time James would come into focus with him, all he would hear is, yeah, yeah. And so to this day, one time when Peter was about 3 years old, he called him James. He thought it was the funniest thing. He laughed his butt off, and he now still calls him Yaya. His friends call him Yaya sometimes, and then
That's awesome.
And now he calls him Yaz.
Well, now I know why they called him Yaya, and I'm going to call him Yaya as well.
Okay,
Now,
happy Shark Week.
all right, now, but one closing question. Do you feel that exercise is a remedy for Shark Week?
Absolutely, 100%.
You think it's better?
100%, 100%, and I'm still going to maintain my fast today.
Okay, good.
If
But
I
that's
can-
a whole other topic. I would like to do another
If
one of
I
these
can
on
be
fasting
super-
and PMS cycle because there's things we have to talk
Yes.
about there that are integral, where it can be beneficial, but there's certain lines you don't want to cross and stuff like that.
If I can be super diligent about my fasting, 16 to 18 hours, the Takis are in the pantry, and they're not real Takis. Those are Trader Joe Takis. They're not.
Oh yeah,
as
we
bad
had that
for you.
discussion about Takis yesterday.
So if you can, what was the question? Oh, if I can be super diligent between 16 and 18 hours of fasting the week before my period is short, my period has no cramps, my belly doesn't bloat, and my breasts don't bloat.
That's fantastic.
How about that for a truth bomb?
Mom,
Yeah, baby.
but we're in the pantry.
They should be right at eye level for you. Right at that eye level.
We covered those yesterday, the tacky things.
Yeah.
And I know they're right in the front somewhere.
And the
All right, so
Okay, let's sign off.
yeah, so definitely exercise, definitely fasting, definitely precautionary, of course, fasting. Don't want to
Cranberry
overdo
juice,
it. Cranberry
iron.
juice, iron,
Cranberry
red
juice.
meat once a week.
Iron, red meat once a week, and caffeine helps with cramps.
Oh,
But I don't
interesting.
get cramps. I don't get cramps because I exercise.
How
I'm
about
pretty sure.
Primrose oil?
I don't use it.
How about chasteberry root?
Don't use it.
Okay.
Nope.
Just
but
asking if you ever used them.
No, there's a chrysanthemum, geranium
I think
oil.
I've heard of that one too. Yeah.
Geranium oil helps if I rub it on my belly, but I don't have I don't have cramps because I exercise, I'm pretty sure. That's what it is. But you know what's the greatest thing about when Shark Week starts? I don't even care about food anymore.
Really?
Nope. You couldn't
No
eat
more. No chocolate. When's the chocolate come into play?
yesterday.
Right before.
Yeah, right before.
And then during, you don't crave
No,
chocolate or
I'm not
wine
even
or
hungry.
like biscuits or.
I will probably forget to eat
Nothing?
today. It's the only day
That's a
of the
good
month
day.
I will forget to eat.
Speaking of forgetting to eat, in 2 weeks we're starting our 48-hour fast.
That's
I wanted to remind you all. So, if any of you are interested in joining us, let us know. And we're not expecting, if you've never fasted before, we're not expecting you to go 48 hours. We're asking you to start with us and just go a little bit in your comfort zone. Go as far as you can. If 16 hours is all you got, that's great. If 13 hours is all you've got in the tank, that's great as well. We don't want you to go too crazy. We don't want you to get stressed out because when you get stressed, cortisol rises and you're defeating the purpose. Then insulin goes up and then you're into fat storage mode. So we're going to keep you prepped every single one of these videos coming up until 2 weeks until we start the 2-day fast. So if you want to join us, join us. And if not, that's totally fine. You can watch from the sidelines. Anything else? I think that's it. We've talked your ear off.
Have a great day.
Have a great Shark Week, Jill.
Thank you. I'm so excited. Yes.
I'm excited too because I
Awesome.
don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, that's
All right.
right.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.